Do you ever have trouble socializing? Today I want to answer a question that I got from somebody. They were talking about how to better socialize, even though they were feeling kind of like an introvert. They didn't feel like they had that kind of natural personality to be able to be more social. So today, let's talk about introverts and socializing. Hi, I'm Brett, your favorite shrink, and you're back. You're back on My 5 Minds. And today we're going to talk a little bit about what I call the emotional mind, because it's your emotional mind that's really going to be able to help you both provide drive to be able to socialize better, but also provide the connection that I think you're looking for in socializing. Now, let's talk about Mike. Mike's the guy that asked the question, how do I better socialize? How do I better interact with my peers? And Mike comes in and he's super shy, He comes in, he sits down, he's quiet, he's kind of withdrawn, has trouble making eye contact, and kind of doesn't know what to say. And so I say, Mike, if we could do anything in this session, if we could help you in any way, shape, or form, what do you want? What would you like to learn in this session? How would you like to better yourself? He thinks about it for a minute and he thinks, it's really hard, he says. It's really hard for me to interact with people. I don't know what to say. Can we work on that? Can we work on socializing? I feel like just such an introvert. I don't connect well with people. Now I say, awesome, great, let's do that. And I'm super excited at that time because I really think it's the best if you present your topic. What is it you want to learn? Because that's where you're going to have the best drive and motivation to learn. So the fact that he's coming into therapy and presenting his own topic, I think is awesome. So we're going to be all over this. Now, the first thing I want to help Mike do is I want to help him dispel a limiting belief that's holding him back. And in his limiting belief, he believes that because he's an introvert, because it's hard for him to connect with people, that those two things are the same. And in fact, he thinks that those two things are feeding off of each other. And actually, the truth is, those are two separate things. Let me spell out, if you didn't hear, what the two separate things are. Introversion, socialization. They're not the same. He thinks they are, and he thinks that's why he's having trouble, because he's naturally introverted. He can't connect with people. That's his logic, his limited thinking. But so first off, we have to dispel and separate those two out because they're not the same thing. I have known many people. The first person I've ever met that was good like this was my old roommate, Don Bishop. Before I got married, he was actually my groomsman. Don, he was an introvert. In the sense that he recharged and got energy by being by himself. But he was also well socialized. He was able to talk to people, interact with people, engage people. And that was really natural for him and really easy for him. But that's not where he got his energy. That's not where he was charged up. He was charged up by being by himself. And that's the definition of introverts and extroverts. Where do you get charged? Where do you replug? For Don, he used to replug by himself. For me, I replug when I'm in with social situations with people. But Don knew. Don was really good. He knew that he was an introvert that was well socialized. And so that helped him take care of himself because he would spend some time with people, but knew he also needed to spend some time by himself. There are some people that I know that are really extroverted, that are out and need to be out around people all the time, but aren't very socialized. You ever meet a narcissist? You ever meet somebody that's self-focused? They love being around people. They want people around them all the time. They need to get that stroke on their ego constantly. But are they really well socialized? No. Because they're so self-focused. Because they're so self-absorbed. They don't make good conversations. Because the conversation's always about me. So first thing I want to do is help him see that his limiting belief was just because he's an introvert, that's by definition going to make him less socialized. So first thing we had to do is separate those two out. Second thing I had to do is help him understand what it is to socialize. What qualities create good socialization? What qualities really connect you with people? And there, I helped him go back. I have one of my earlier books called You Can Be Right or You Can Be Married. And in it, I talk about what I call love-based solutions. And I talk about what love is. But love is a very simple principle. Love is attention. Think about it. Love is attention. When your attention is on other people, they feel like you care. When your attention is on yourself, that disconnects you from other people. Now, my patient Mike, his attention was on himself. He was collapsed, but not in a narcissistic way. Narcissists do the same thing. Their attention's on themselves and they're collapsed, but from a different point of view. They're self-absorbed. Being negative, being fearful, being insecure also creates a kind of self-absorption. It creates a focus on yourself. So what I wanted to do with Mike was teach Mike how to bring attention to others. And by getting the attention off of himself, it was going to do two things. One, it was going to help him connect with others and socialize. But two, it was also going to calm his own anxiety because his negativity is collapsing. And the more he focuses on himself, the more he's going to focus on himself. So what we did was we came up with a set of questions to ask people to get the focus off of him and engage other people. And by having a set of specific questions always in his mind, what that did for him is it helped him not worry about thinking. Because in your emotional mind, when you're flooded with energy, when your emotional mind is just churned up with anxiety, it shuts off your thinking brain, your left neocortex. And that was often happening to him. He was flooding with so much emotion and energy that his thinking brain would shut off. Well, now what we're going to do is we're going to have a set standard questions that he's going to practice again and again and again, memorize. So they're always there and they're always available, no matter how much anxiety he has. And then we're going to shift focus out with these questions onto other people. What that's going to do is help his emotional mind begin to shift his energy outward, which again creates that flow, which again creates the connection. So we had all kinds of fun questions like about their past, about who they were, where, siblings growing up, majors or jobs, those kind of guy questions. But we also had some fun questions that we put in there that he could pull out. Do you have a totem animal? You ever had a totem animal? If you were an animal, what animal would you be? An eagle. I don't know. But by having fun questions also, he could change the mood of the conversation and help lighten it, make it a little bit easier. Now, I wouldn't start with those kind of more fun questions like, if you had a superpower, what superpower would it be? Or who's your favorite superhero? But have some of those in the back there to make it easier. Talk about favorite movies. Ask people about their favorite movies. Have they seen a movie lately? What do they think about some of the movies that are coming out right now? All of those were great ways for him, Mike, to be able to shift the conversation and keep the conversation moving forward. So homework assignment for Mike obviously was go. Go this week and don't focus on you. Don't focus that you're an introvert. That's not the point. When you're in a social situation, focus on other people and see if you can practice. Find a stranger and find something about that stranger you could ask a question about. Ask questions. Oh, that's a cool bag. Where'd you get that? Oh, I like your purple hair. Does that mean anything for you? Whatever that question may be. Get the focus onto the other person. And that way, get it off yourself. Well, Mike comes back the next week and he reports great improvement. Was it perfect? Was he totally free of his own self-doubt and anxiety? No. But it was a good place for him. A good place for him to begin to shift his attention off of himself and onto others. Because that's how we create connection. And to get himself out of the collapse and create a little bit more flow, which is also where he's going to feel calmer and more comfortable. Try it. Try it yourself. Give yourself the same homework assignment. See if you can go up to a stranger. Ask a question. Get a focus on them about anything and see what it does for your social interactions. Again, I am Brett, your favorite shrink. And thank you. Thank you for watching My 5 Minds. Come check out my website sometime, brettrwilliams.com. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.